King Andile Mama.
That is extraordinary.
Podcast Friday! Biso Sports, Biso Stab, killing the internet.
Yeah, I'm trying. I also want to get to a point where people can say Biso Udli cheesecake.
Budandile, good evening to you. Good evening to the cheesecake eater.
President of CAF, Dr. Patrice Motsepe.
Andile, you guys do good work. I listen to Andile on Metro. I feel proud, enormously proud. Young people in South Africa, all over the continent, love Andile's program, and I'm proud of the work that Andile and all of you are doing.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, and see you at the next CAF competition. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
One person who's doing better, she's got a new hairstyle, a new leaf on life. Stella's got her groove back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lonwabo Miso. Lonwabo Arehe Miss.
Hi, Andile. It's all your fault. You're the person that's putting the fire under my feet.
Dr. Motsepe, chairman of Mamelodi Sundowns.
Andile, just listening to your show, I was a little bit nervous when I heard the music from WWF. There was Kane's music playing before I was about to speak. And what was the inspiration behind the music, my friend?
I mean, largely it's in the camaraderie of what the WWF was. It's a show. We're putting up a show. It's the greatest show put on.
And I know that the listeners are going to be entertained for many 6 o'clock nights to come.
I appreciate you, Klopsy. Thank you very much, man. Mark Haskins, former Cosmos Swallows. I get tired just saying it.
The list is actually not that long. You make it seem like I don't understand why we do this every week, but
I'm former True FM, 5FM, Metro FM. It's not a lot, Mark. Yours is a lot, Mark. Radio 2000.
See the same number.
No, but
exactly
look,
the same number.
But here's the difference, Mark.
Please.
If you listen to SABC and you tune in the Radio 2000, it's there. 5FM, where I started, it's there. True FM, it's there.
It's like saying
same
all
Metro,
yeah,
it's there.
Even me, same PSL. Same umbrella. How?
You can also add Abapile Plus. It's got international caps on Mark. Come on, Andy. Put some respect.
Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want, have what you want, be what you want.
Podcast Friday on Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Powered by SABC Sport.
It's exactly 9 after the hour, 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. Welcome to it. This is SNAW, Sports That Amplified with Andile. And every single Friday, we fill the room up with some knowledge and a lot of guys that have a lot of opinions on different things. And today we've got a guest in the studio and we'll greet him in just a bit. But there's a lot to talk about because Wadu has thoughts and opinions on Tito having left. We'll play some of those. What about Cardoso? Cardoso has an opinion and thoughts on a player that's been called his son. And then at Kaizer Chiefs, do they have a goalkeeping crisis or are we making a meal of what's going on there? But the coach says, hey, there's a problem. And that problem at Kaizer Chiefs is we making mistakes. Right? So there's a lot to talk about, not excluding what's happening at the South African Football Association. And no, I'm not talking about not the committee in Parliament listening to this show and quizzing Safa on things they heard here. I thought that was quite something. Huh? Vincent Seki, big shout out. How you doing, brother? It's great. Oh, it's going to be a nice one. Let me introduce the gang. We don't have Pro Planet today, do we? Pro is not around. He's missing the first in a very long time. He's down with the flu, so a big shout out to him. We don't have Kolam Lambo either today. He's taking the day off. But we do have Piso Sports. Piso Stats, how you doing, buddy?
Good evening to the listeners and good evening to the legends. I'm a legend.
Yeah. Your Premier League is back.
Yes, in full swing. Premier League, La Liga is also back, so I'm excited. The draw for the Champions League also last night, some interesting fixtures in there. It's fun times now. I'm
giving it another 3 games with Man United. If it's not what I want, I'm quitting the season again. I want it next season.
I think you've got Bayern in the Champions League. It might be an embarrassing one.
I know I'm not going to do anything in the Champions League. It's the league.
Okay,
Mark.
Let's start with, have you signed a centre back?
Harry's fine. Harry is okay. Harry will carry us through the season. Mark Haskins also joins us, former Cosmos Wits, Swallows, Super Sports United, and Bafana player. Hey.
Are you well, sir?
I'm good. You got the Bundesliga tonight.
Yeah, certainly. It's Bundesliga kicks off, and you can't ask for a better fixture. It is Bayern Munich against Stuttgart. That was the DFB Pokal final just a couple of months ago as well. So it's going to be interesting.
The next guest we're going to be introducing, courtesy of MTN Wafa. There can only be one. It is a yellow weekend this weekend, which means we've got an MTN guest in the studio. And let me tell you, when I say the last team he played for, when I mention them, it's not the last team, but when I mention them in my order, the last team I mention tells you how old this guy is. Former Sundowns, Platinum Stars, TS Galaxy, Swallows, and Hellenic. That Hellenic, Mark, tells you this man's age.
I was wondering why you didn't start with that one.
No, I wanted it at the end.
You wanted it at the end. Okay, no.
We are married, ladies and gentlemen! We are welcome.
No, thanks a lot, Andile, Maki, and Tapi. Thanks for having me, man. Looking forward to a great chat today.
No, man, it's going to be indeed. We're going to get into it. How it works we throw out a topic from something that's happened in football over this week, and we all chat about it towards the end. It's the MTN weekend. It's the yellow weekend. We speak about the fixtures, and of course, we've got prepared by Opta Jabu the quiz. One person got the quiz right, by the way, during the week, Mark.
Serious?
That very difficult one.
The player, the 080808.
Yes.
One. Someone actually got it right.
Somebody got it right, and the player...
Kanono. No, I found out afterwards.
Oh, you found out afterwards?
Yeah.
So that was it. It's even tougher today. So listen up for the quiz towards the end. But guys, let's get straight into it. First up is, let's go to Orlando Pirates. Coach Wadu revealing, of course, after having spoken about Tito having left. Congratulations to Tito. I'd love to know your thoughts on Tito's move. But firstly, let's hear what Coach Wadu had to say.
I have a huge respect for this player, for what he gave for the club, the titles that he won. I think it's a fantastic player, a gifted player that every coach wants to have in his team. I think we had a difficult moment last season because I think he puts a little bit of time to understand what I was expecting from him about his involvement in the game, his involvement in training, because I always said that trainings are very important, and I was not happy about the way that he was training. And I think if he had listened to me last season, he would go to the World Cup. definitely.
Well, that's Coach Wadu. First, he's saying he didn't like the way that Tito was training. It does sound like the two of them weren't getting along. And saying, had he listened to me, he would have gone to the World Cup. But Tito was here. We had Tito in the studio. And I said to Tito, you're not playing. How do you feel about that? You know, what's going on at Orlando Pirates? And this is Tito in his own words.
Yeah, I think some of the things you can't control in life, this has been hard for me, like to sometimes like watch the other players play. But you need to understand also that those people are working very hard and they doing really good at the moment. And for me, it's never been a case of asking the coach, why am I not playing? But for me, it's to show the other guys, especially the new guys, that, you know, I can also be on the bench and support them. I think I already knew I wasn't going to make it to the AFCON squad because I wasn't playing. You know, I would get like few minutes to play.
Marky Mark. Oh, terribly sorry there, Malcolm. Marky Mark, it should come as no surprise when you listen to all of that. That Tito, you know, would want to leave, or that Orlando Pirates would let him go. It seems, you know, as much as it is, you know, congratulations, you're gone now. Thank you so much for serving us. There was a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, again, it's all part of the game. You know, this is the beautiful game that we love. You can't predict it. You can't write these scripts. You just have to roll with the punches. And so, from Tito's perspective, you know, a lot of people say he didn't have a successful time, but if you look at his stats, if I'm not mistaken, it's around 49 goal contributions in his time at Orlando Pirates, which is a good, you know, stat to have, and he gave back to the club and he's won just about everything. So I wouldn't say his time at Orlando Pirates was a failure by any stretch of the imagination. He was successful at the club, and you know, with the changing of the guard, changing of the coach, this coach comes in, he wants certain things from players. That's how football goes. And so, you know, it may be a clash of personalities, whatever the case may be, but ultimately I think he contributed immensely to Orlando Pirates, and he can walk away with his head held high. And if it is a case of him going to secure the bag, What
do you think of Bahrain?
Again, you know, we don't know much about the league. I don't know very much about the league, so I can't say too much about it, and I don't want to comment on something that I'm not well versed on. But I would imagine that, you know, he should be going on a good packet, and I'll never judge a player for going to secure the bag because I've been a player and I know what it's like at the end of your career to not have, you know, secure the bag, if I can say that. So no judgment, and I wish him all the best.
Indeed. I'm going to give Vuyo the last one on this because I want to get some stats, and I know you packed with them. If you could perhaps give us Tito as well as Bahrain. What do you know?
Yeah, the team that is joining my eye is 𝚂𝚘𝚛𝚛𝚝 Sports Club. It's in Bahrain, like you said, and it's a fairly new team. They were formed in 2020, right? They started in the second division of the Bahrainian football. They finished second in the season that they were formed. They got promoted to the league, to the first division, and they've won that league 2 times since they got promoted to it. You see, so it's a good team. They've got some good investment in the team. I think they had a coach that won in Saudi Arabia or something a few seasons back. So it's a really good team. Last season, I think they were just a point off winning the league again. So you would hope that with the Tito there, they can score a couple of goals. I mean, last night, I think they played their first game of the league. They scored 7 goals. I think it was a 7-2 win. So you can see that it's a team that is a good team, a team that is used to winning trophies. In the last 5 years of them playing in the first division, they've won 9 trophies in total, including 2 league titles. So it's a good team. As for Tito and his statistics, Mark already mentioned 49 goal contributions in his 120 goals for Orlando Pirates. That's 28 goals and 21 assists. If you look at last season, there was a point where Relay and Apolis weren't really getting the goals towards the end of the season. Tito was popping up and scoring those goals. 8 goals and 2 assists last season alone in the league or only. In terms of all competitions, it was 10 goals and 4 assists, which is a really good season, a really good return for a player that for a long time in the season was playing probably second or third fiddle behind Tito, behind Relay and Mbule, who was starting in that number 10 position. That's another point also. Pirates have lost 3 of their number 10s in this window. So that's all very interesting. But I think what Mark said, he's had a very successful time at Orlando Pirates. I mean, I say 10 goals and 4 assists last season. His first season, he spent 3 seasons at Orlando Pirates. First season, it was 10 goals and 12 assists. It's not very usual in South African football to see a player with double figures in goals and assists. So he's had a really good time at Pirates.
If you wonder why we have him here, that's why. That's why for you. That's why we have him here. Talk to me about your thoughts, though.
Yeah, Andy, I think the signs have been there. I was quite surprised that Tito didn't leave at the beginning of the season, because from last season we saw a heated argument with the coach in the dressing room, and for me that was a red flag already. Because as a coach, you don't want to be disrespected in front of the players, especially in the dressing room. So now for me, Tito having that heated argument with him in the dressing room was just the end of it. So for him moving away, I think it's a good move for him to go out and enjoy his football. Package-wise, I'm going to leave it to Mike. I don't know.
But then talk to me about Orlando Pirates. They've got a game now in the MTN8. They've been doing well so far. But like Biso says, yes, they've got a wad of new players that have come in. I mean, they started with an unidentifiable 3 in the middle of the park in the MTN8 against Kukune, which all 3 players weren't there last season. They've lost all 3 of their number 10. Sipho Mbula's gone, Rila's gone, Tito now.
But I give credit to the recruitment team at Orlando Pirates. When you look at Pirates, there are no gaps in that squad. Every position is filled and every position has backup. And that is testament to the work that the recruitment team has done. Yes, you speak about that midfield 3 that's completely different. But are they weaker? No, they're not. They still look the part, and they fit it in like hand in glove. So certainly from a recruitment perspective, Orlando Pirates right now, it seemed like they're streets ahead of everyone else, to be honest with you. They've done exceptionally well, and so you have to give credit where it's due.
Rio, what do you think of that midfield, that number 10 position?
Like Maki is saying, it doesn't seem like they are struggling at all, because every player that comes in, he produces the results. Before the season started, I was just kicking my heels thinking that Kabelo Dlamini is going to be playing in that number 10 role. I wanted to see him back because, we know the capabilities of the player. So now we just lost now Tito again, thinking that now he's enjoying his football. Towards the end of last season, he was scoring goals, contributing. Now all of a sudden he's gone. But then it was no surprise to me that he left.
Right, I was going to come to you, Bisa, but I need to go. The time does not allow. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll, of course, touch on Kaizer Chiefs, Fernando de Cruz, on mistakes that have cost them games, as well as the SAFA CEO battle, and the CEO being kicked out of Parliament. Yeah? And Cardoso.
Mzansi, we know sandwiches. They are packed with love for scaftings and lunch boxes, but spread on wrap. And everything changes. That sandwich becomes sandwich.
It's a reminder of every dream pursued, every ceiling shattered, every voice that refused to be silenced. This is a tribute to women who continue to move the culture forward.
Rama turns good food to Rama leaves. Grab your Ramadan today.
Greatness knows no gender. This is Women's Month on Metro FM. It's where you want to be.
That's your fourth last one this morning. We get it though. That's why lulabet.co.za has betting limits built in, so you can stop when you need it. We know you know bets. Lula Bet.
T's and apply. No person under the age of 18 years is permitted to gamble. Operates a license by the Western Cape Gambling Racing Board. National Responsible Gambling Program. Toll-free casting line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Winners you win to stop.
Lucky millions from Hollywood Bets. Bet now. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Don't touch that dial. It's now a different playing field. Metro FM. It's where you want to be.
It is exactly 23 after the hour 6 on the mighty Metro FM, and this is Podcast Friday, where we gather around and we speak all things football. Vuyamura Joining us, of course, courtesy of our friends out at MTN. We're going to be speaking all things MTN8. We've got the trophy in studio as well. For all of you watching on YouTube, on X right now, on Instagram right now, and on Facebook, you can see the trophy. It is here. Vuyo has brought the goodies. He's brought the trophy with us. Of course, he's one of the last legend standing competitors alongside with Linda and Majoro as well. Who else is it?
Ramaji.
And Ramaji, the four of them. The ambassadors and the proud carriers of this trophy this season. Let's go into the next story. Fernando da Cruz is not happy with mistakes being made at Kaizer Chiefs. There's only been a handful of games being played, but are we seeing an improvement in Kaizer Chiefs? I think if you're saying that Chiefs drawing games, coming back from a losing position to draw games is anything to go by, then surely it's already an improvement from last season, right? But let's hear from the coach.
Today we have 8 points, but normally we need to have 12 points because against Mamelodi also we make mistakes. So today we need to learn about our mistakes and to continue to work hard to look forward. He has two different feelings. He's very disappointing, but also is happy about the performance of the team because the team play well. But this type of mistakes, we cannot make this type of mistake at this level.
This type of mistake at this level. One was a goalkeeping mistake, one was a defensive mistake. There's just a big question mark on goalkeepers at the moment. Ronan Williams, unfortunate again this past week. Your thoughts?
Yeah, firstly, I think it's a bit of an over-exaggeration to say it's a crisis per se. I think mistakes will happen with goalkeeping, with defending. Unfortunately, goalkeepers and defenders, it's that position where a striker can make mistakes for 90 minutes, score a goal in the 90th minute and is the man of the match. For a defender or a goalkeeper, you can play well for 90 minutes. One mistake, all of a sudden people are saying there's a crisis involved. I mean, you're looking at a Peterson who got 15 clean sheets in 24 games last season. He can't all of a sudden be a bad goalkeeper. It's just mistakes here and there. I think for me it's two things with the coaching, right? Firstly, you have to protect the goalkeeper at some point, right? You have a Ronaldo Lina that you signed. If it means putting him in some games for Peterson to just regain his focus, maybe regain his confidence, if you're playing him into form, it's a different story altogether. The other thing is, I think defensively for Kaizer Chiefs, there's an issue for me with regards to what exactly are the roles of these three players that you're playing at the same time. Is Moloisane a left centre back, or he's playing more as a left back? You know, Kwiniga, what's his position in that? I think there's a bit of confusion there, and that's where the mistakes are coming from. If you're looking at how they considered against the Golden Arrows, it's a ball played behind the defense. Peterson, I think, shows a little bit of lack of confidence in his defense in stepping out as much as he does, because he's anticipating that it's going to be a cross, right? And the ball goes into his net. You're looking at the goal again against Richards Bay the other day. The ball gets passed to him. Conditions, it's wet conditions. You don't want to be controlling the ball when there's a striker charging you. Just clear the ball out or clear the ball forward. So I think it's just elementary mistakes, but to say it's a crisis, I think is an over-exaggeration.
Vuyo, what do you think? Kaizer Chiefs, the coach says, the defense is costing them games, it's costing them points. The fans are saying, should we be changing our goalkeeper? Do we have a crisis in goals?
I think from the coach's perspective is that who makes the mistakes? You look at the guys that are making mistakes are the senior guys in the team. So, and Peterson is the captain of the team. So like Tapi has just said, it's just unfortunate that as a defender, when you make one mistake, you get hammered for it. So, but then we should know better as senior guys, that, my responsibility is to keep the clean sheet at the back. You don't want to be nice. I mean, the team is not doing well, trying to get to gain their form. And then you still want to look nice at the back. You want people to talk about you is comfortable on the ball. You can hoof it the ball into the stand and then you have a go at your defense. I mean, you keep a clean sheet, we go home, we don't lose the game. And then I think this is where the coach comes from, that, the senior guys are the ones that are making the mistakes. And we look at Sundowns again, the second goal they conceded against Amazulu. When I was trying to cover the defense, he missed the ball they scored. I think now the trial is starting to lose the trust behind his defense.
I mean, the game has changed, isn't it? Yeah. And you didn't play it too long ago, just now. It seems almost as if defenders are immune or not immune, but told you can't hoof the ball out. You don't see a lot of hooving, even under pressure. They almost have to play it out for you.
Yeah, and I think this is now what we're speaking about keeping clean sheets. I mean, if we go home, we kept a clean sheet, which means we didn't win the game, we didn't lose the game, or we won the game. So now what happened to keeping the clean sheet? What happened to the defense did well today? So now we want to talk about individuals now. Maki is playing good, he doesn't lose the ball. That doesn't give us anything. We lose points because of people trying to individualize. So now, the back four with the goalkeeper, the defensive six, we didn't concede. We go home happy.
Mark?
Yeah, again, it's old school versus new school, I guess, when you look at it, because I always say when you start the season, you start with 30 points because already every game you start is a draw. You've got 1 point. That's how you start. You either lose that point, you secure it, and then you add to it. But that's what we were talking about. But when you look at the modern game and modern football, a lot of times we judge defenders not by how well they defend, but how well they play, which, that's what we're talking about. And, the defensive qualities of defenders, do we have the old school defenders where we know aerially no one's going to beat them? The tough tacklers, you go through people, whatever the case may be. That's almost a thing of the past now. Now we all want to be Van Dijk, or we all want to, be nice footballers. And it comes with risk. So when you play high-risk football, these are the kind of errors that you're gonna find as well. Most coaches now, they don't want to. You play percentage football. The more you can keep hold of the ball, the better your chances, obviously, of getting forward. But do all out, players have those kind of qualities. It's high risk football at a lot of times that most teams want to play. Do they always have the capabilities in terms of their personnel? Not always.
I was going to go to that. Let's be specific, because we're speaking about Kaizer Chiefs here. Do they have the personnel defensively to play what we see a lot at Sundowns, right? I'd say Sundowns because they're the team that we've seen do it the most. Play out of that defense. Put players into the rondo circle almost in the way that they play out. Do they have that in their team?
It's a tough one. It's something that you can develop. A lot of defenders naturally are gifted in that area, but you can also improve players in that area. But when you look at the players that Kaizer Chiefs currently have, when you look at where they played before, the brand of football they played before, I don't think they necessarily have the type, all around. There are one or two that you can say, but, when you look at the guys, especially maybe that are playing right now, I don't think they necessarily are the best when it comes to playing out the back.
Lisa, do you have a say on this one?
Yeah, I also agree with Mark. I don't think they have the players for that. I mean, Peterson, we've never known to be a goalkeeper that's fancy with his feet. We know him for how well he saves. He keeps the ball out of the net. And 𝚂𝚙𝚘𝚛𝚛𝚝 might have that quality, but people always speak about how a Kaizer Chiefs jersey is heavy. The pressure there is a lot different. The way that teams are playing against you is a lot different. In that play, that he plays the ball back to Peterson, he can play the ball to Modi. But I don't think he had the confidence to play the ball to Modi. So he turns back, he plays the safer pass to Peterson because he thinks that the goalkeeper is going to save him in that situation. Unfortunately, the goalkeeper makes the mistake. You look at the rest of the defense, they do not have the players for that style of football. So if you don't have the players, but you want to play that style of football, then go and sign. I mean, if you remember, Pep Guardiola, when he came into Manchester City, there was a Joe Hart. And he was like, you know what, I can't play with this guy. Let me get a Bravo. Bravo was conceding goals. He was playing the way that he wanted to play. And he realized, you know what, I need a goalkeeper that can save and play with his feet. Then he got an Ederson. So if you don't have the players to play the style you want, then go and sign them. But if you're going to try and force Peterson to now be a ball-playing goalkeeper, then that's where the mistakes are going to come from.
But let's not also forget that Kaizer Chiefs have a bit of a crisis on the left-hand side. When you look at the injuries down that left flank is actually out of this world to think the amount of players, left-sided players. So when you look at 𝚂𝚙𝚘𝚛𝚛𝚝 wanting to play out to Modi, as you say, he's right-footed. It's not a natural thing for him to open it up and play with his left. So those little things matter as well. And so, once they have a full complement, we've seen Rushwin Dortley on his way back, Bradley Cross on his way back. Once they have more options, especially in that left, because they play with a 3 centre-back. So if you have a left-footed centre-back playing on the left, it does change it, in a big way, and it does offer the coach a lot more options. And so, they have been very unlucky in that regard as well with the amount of injuries they've had, especially down the left side.
Let's move on from this one and go to Sundowns now. A lot of Sundowns fans have been asking, why is it that Tashreeq Matthews is always playing? Some of us see his value and, how good the boy is. But I think many have not forgiven him for the mistake at the Club World Cup and for the mistake in the final of the Champions League. And I think a lot of people put that on him. And they say, therefore, he's, the coach's favorite. Coach. You hear that a lot when you're around soccer players. Let's hear what Cardoso had to say.
I also think that Tashrik is too criticized because sometimes he wants to do well. And I know that in the World Cup, there was a goal he could have scored. In the final against Pyramids, he has a goal he could have scored. Yes, there was. The question is not the ones that he didn't score. It's the ones that he can score after he failed.
He sees the value of the boy. I mean, he scored during the week as well. I'm going to start with you on this one, Vuyo Mere. Tashrik Matthews.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with the coach. It's better to have a player that takes risks and keeps on missing rather than a player who's scared trying to hide. So now, Tashrik Matthews has been one of the outstanding players for Mamelodi Sundowns. And for me, I think I wanted to see him at the World Cup or anywhere between the preliminary squad. I mean, because he deserves that. He was one of the stalwarts for the Mamelodi Sundowns team that won the Champions League.
Yeah.
So, I couldn't agree with the coach more that, he's being over-criticized.
People underestimate players who get into the right positions. Yeah. That in itself is a skill. You'll find players play crazy minutes, but you never see them in the box. You never see them missing anything. And they'll never get criticized because they're never there to miss. But a player like Tash who gets himself in the right areas, in the right positions. Unfortunately, yes, there was a point where he missed some massive opportunities. But just this past week, I don't know why we're talking about this. He's got a goal and 2 assists.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
From this past week. But again, I agree with Vuyo completely. Rather have a player there who's getting into the right areas, who's putting himself at risk of missing. He's not afraid to get into those areas. Other players avoid getting in there. He's not afraid to get in there, and he may need to just improve his strike rate. Yes, he can always get better, and maybe his conversion rate needs to improve, but you can't fault him for the fact that he's getting into the right areas.
Biso?
Yeah, like Mark already said, his stats are incredible. I mean, you're looking at a player that in 110 games for Mamelodi Sundowns has scored 22 goals and 17 assists, I think. Last season alone, I think he had 9 goals and 6 assists or something like that. So that's a player that's producing. For a team like Sundowns, where there is so much quality around you that, they are getting the goals. You're creating for a Leon, you're creating for a Tebza, you're creating for all these players, but you're still able to get your goals also. I think it's what Mark is saying, and Vuyo also said it's probably the high profile misses in big games that he's getting judged on, but he still gets himself into those spaces and tries to score the next goal. I mean, I'll give you the example of Masego in that game against South Korea. Before he scored that goal, social media was abuzz. Everybody was saying, get him off the field. He is missing too many chances. He scores the goal, and all of a sudden we're all happy and saying, this guy should be playing in Europe. You see, so it's just one of those where people will, bash you for the misses in high-profile games, but the numbers that he gets are just incredible.
All right, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Please do send us your voice notes on WhatsApp 060-552-7303. Hoping we're going to have a little bit of time at the end of the show as well to take some calls on 086-000-2160. It's Podcast Friday on the Mighty Metro FM. Sports and Amplified with Andy. I don't want to take a break now. I want to take a break just before we get into the last, the yellow weekend. That's why we're calling it the yellow weekend. The MTN8 Wafa Wafa. There can only be one weekend that's coming up. If you've recharged with 30 rands or more, give us a call. Send us your WhatsApp and let's hear what it is that you've got to say. Let's go to the last one. It's one that's concerning the whole country. We found out on Tuesday already, confirmed, that Dr. Cenizwe was running. I see the rest of the country. If you didn't listen to the show, that's why you only found out today, because we spoke to the chairperson of the technical committee, and he said we voted for Dr. Cenizwe, and he signed the appointment, or rather the nomination list, meaning that he is a candidate. He is going to be running. So that we already knew. Sandile Zungu, of course, had come on the show, and he already said that he's going to be running. But Safa, there's a lot more going on there than the elections that are going to be happening next month. Have a listen to what happened when the CEO, Leader Munyapao, was kicked out of the Parliamentary Committee on Sports.
I cannot answer that question, Chair. I would appreciate it if you could share this letter with me.
Can you put the CEO out of my meeting, please?
So that I can...
Please put the CEO out of the leader from the
people so that we can...
Please.
We can respond.
Please delete. Put the CEO out of my meeting.
This is the cabal that we're talking about.
I cannot disclose the coach's salary.
Can you delete the CEO? This letter has been sent to...
And then it turns out that this is a letter that was sent with the public knowledge of what the earnings were. So here it is. Hugo's salary was then after that revealed.
The salary that was 8 million, Chair.
8 million per year or per month?
Yes, Chair, but then the final figures, I don't know, but that was the amount that was approved by the NEC, Chair, when the appointment was approved. Thank you, Chair.
Minister?
Hugo Bruce got annually 16.8 million. It's around 1.4 million a month. That excludes car, accommodation, driver. I just want to put in context so that it must not be saying that we are not answering to the portfolio committee.
So that's the minister there, Minister 𝚃𝚘𝚗𝚎, then answering to say the coach was on a 1.4 million rand a month salary, excluding his driver, car, his accommodation, and everything else that was taken care of. If you put all of those in, it balloons a little bit more than that. And then the offer to Pitso Mosimane was then tabled as well to say, what has he been offered in this job that he's touted to be getting?
It was reported in the NEC meeting that the initial offer of 5 million was not accepted by Pitso, if I can refer to him as Pitso. That was the initial offer. Yeah. There was a final one as well, that there was a range given that the maximum would be that we will take it up to 10 million.
The context is that the resolution of the NEC, I'm talking about what happened in the NEC, is the 10 million. That's their final resolution.
So there we go. Number one, then with all of this happening and the rights that Peter's fighting for, including image rights, etc., question of Coach Hugo Bruce also saying comments that could come off as he doesn't think Peter's the right person. It's now twofold, Mark. One, is there anywhere else to look? Is Peter our man? Are we dying on that hill? And then two, should we be equating what a CAF winner, a World Cup, a CAF third position, a World Cup coach who gets into the next group stages, to a Pitso Mosimane who, don't get me wrong, his credentials speak for themselves in the Champions Leagues that he's won as well. So it's twofold.
Yeah, you know what grates me is that we are here. Like,
also, I mean, it must be stated, 1.4 plus all the extras for Coach Hugo. Pitso's beginning, like negotiation beginning, they were offering him 400,000+. So it's almost a 1 million rands difference in his initial offer.
Again, what was Coach Hugo's initial offer? We know now what ultimately he was on.
It was a basic of 800 plus.
No,
so
that's what he ended up agreeing on, right?
Well, that's what we know.
I'm saying, what was Safa's initial offer to him? So maybe that's Safa just coming in and saying, okay, this is the offer, let's start the negotiations. And we know how negotiations go. So I don't want to get too much into that. But when it comes to, yes, you mentioned what Coach Hugo has done. I don't think that we should compare and say because Coach Hugo gets this, Coach Pitso should get that. So Coach Pitso knows his worth. He knows what he wants to come in and do. He knows what his value is. It should be a case of him coming in and saying, look, this is how much I want. This is what I'll be happy with. Because it's almost like, and again, please understand me, this is not a comparison by any chance, but do you think Enzo Maresca is getting what Pep got? I'm not saying Hugo is Pep, and
I hear the comparison. Yeah, what you're saying, it makes sense.
So it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Everyone, Coach Pitso is an individual. He should come in and say, this is what I'm worth. This is what I'm willing to settle for, and then we move on from there. But my biggest, gripe is that we have games coming up and we are here. Yeah. We don't have a coach. Again, Coach Hugo's appointment or Coach Hugo leaving was never a surprise. Yeah. We knew it was going to happen. Why so close to important qualifiers are we still here? It's absolutely ludicrous. That's my thing. I don't care about the negotiation. Let's just get a coach. Let's appoint a coach. Give him what he wants. Give him what he needs. Whatever.
Are you saying let's get Coach Pitso and finalize this, or are you saying let's get a coach?
Get Coach Pitso. For me, we're too far down the line for this to still be an issue. We need to, and this has been our issue, because now for these next games, we're going to have an interim coach, because we're not going to have...
2 games now in September.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. They've got 2 games in November. They've got 2 games in February. In March.
Yes.
In March.
Yes.
Vuyo, your thoughts?
Andy, all I want to find out is what criteria are they using to appoint these coaches? Like now, Maki has just said now, you can now be involved with Maki's contract when we are at the club or somewhere. Everybody negotiates his own contract. But then what criteria are they using to select the coach for Bafana Bafana? Because, they knew long time ago that the coach is going to be leaving after the World Cup. So now we're still standing here without a coach. So now we're expecting miracles of the new coach when it comes in. So we've got 2 games, like we're saying now, in the next month.
In September, yes.
In September. And then we're going to be expecting miracles. So now...
Qualifiers.
This shows now the unprofessionalism of our football
Federation.
association. And we shouldn't be even having this conversation until it should have been done long time ago. So I couldn't agree with Mark any further because I hate this thing, man. It hurts, man. It makes us look footballers.
For me,
look bad.
before the World Cup, that thing should have been done.
Yes.
So that when the World Cup ends, we take over. Whoever's coming in takes over. So the fact that we're here, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And especially we've got elections coming up.
Got elections next month, yeah.
Who's responsible for this debacle that we are busy with right now?
Who's going to be selected?
Who's responsible for the drama that we are facing right now?
Yeah, it's one word that Uvuyo said. It's unprofessionalism at the end of the day that's landed us in this position. We should have had a coach a long time ago. For me personally, the negotiation shouldn't even be about Hugo's salary. It should be, what do you as Pitso Msimane value yourself at? And this is what we are offering.
Because he could value himself at more.
Yeah,
exactly. Let's negotiate based on what you value yourself on and what we can offer you. If we can't afford you, then let's find the next coach and let's do it swiftly so that we can get a coach for these games that are coming up. Because like the guy said, we're going to be expecting miracles a month from now. I can tell you now that everybody is going to be expecting whoever is in that hot seat, even if it's like they were saying last week, 𝚃𝚞𝚗𝚎, in the interim, we're going to be expecting miracles from him also. So that's where now we are, where we're putting pressure on everybody.
When you speak about miracles, right back, I'm a little bit worried.
No, I'm not worried.
Sailor's injured.
Yes.
Machuludi's not playing.
And Dino van Rooyen's in limbo.
Dino van Rooyen, he wouldn't have played enough games come now, September.
No, but you lucky Pro is not here because Pro was going to fight you already.
So, Vuyo, what do we do at Bafana for the next 2 games?
It is a crisis, Andile. You look at the stability that we took to the World Cup. Not enough game time in the national team. So now we're expecting a boy now just to swim when you throw him in the middle of the ocean. So now, yes, it is a crisis for me because we have the Morena who's not also playing. So now, who's going to play right back for us?
Because Tapela would have been to say, we've got a Tapela and Sibili, but are there enough games there?
It's not a lack of quality.
Yeah.
All it will be is a lack of experience. And 100%. That's what I think, what Vuyo is saying. When you look at the quality, you got a Monyane at Chiefs, you've got a Radebe at Amazulu, you've got a Mashilwane at Skukune. I think all of them are fantastic fullbacks. There's quite a few you can still mention as well. So I don't think it's a question of quality
of players that we have.
There is quality out there. Yes, national team experience is the only thing that's lacking. But
because you're not saying now's you're starting them off with friendlies. No, you're throwing them into qualifiers.
Now's the right time for us to really test people because if you look at it, Sailor's not going to play forever. So we need other players to now come to the fore, and we need to be throwing people in there. And it's a sink or swim situation, and you'll find a lot of these players, I believe, will step up and are good enough.
Because Sailor will be there come AFCON. He'll be ready for AFCON. We would have played a couple of games. And when Sailor's fit, I think I speak for everyone when I say, Sailor plays right now, as we know it.
But now's the opportunity for someone to put his hand up and say, hey, yes, we all know and love the quality of Sailor, but football is about competition. And if someone comes in and someone steps into that position and really just blows, everyone out the water, then why not? It's good for us to have competition. Nobody should be an automatic selection. We know the quality of no one. I think you guys know nobody's a bigger fan.
Oh, we're not having this conversation.
Nobody's a bigger fan than I am.
But I think we might see a situation that we saw a lot with Hugo Maa, where a coach might cheat, right, and say, who do I start as my center backs? Who am I starting as my goalkeeper? Then let me just go with whoever they play with in their club. If I'm playing a Ronwen and I'm playing a Modiba, let me just play Mdunyela because they are more familiar with him. He's more familiar because the defense is more about the synergy of them and how often they play together. So that might be the situation.
Hey, Papa. Really?
No, I understand that, but competition is important.
No, I'm a
competition.
Oh no, Mark, what are you saying? TLP's here. It's ready.
Is he going to be ready for the qualifiers?
He's not.
Someone has to step up, right?
That's the one position I'm not worried at.
Yeah.
If you look at our central pairings, it doesn't matter whether you go Ocon, it doesn't matter whether you go Makanya. Who else do we have? And there's one more. Ndamane as well.
Yeah.
You've got all three of those, all young players. You know, you go Ocon Makanya.
You go Kabini as well. Kabini.
You've got Kabini, but Ocon Makanya.
Yema might become an option also.
I'm not even worried because you got two players that went to the World Cup in Ocon and Makanya. Makanya's playing at the highest level there is. So is Ocon in Germany. Fine, it's a division lower. But I'm not worried there. They've got World Cup experience. They've been with the team for a while. So I'm not too worried about that as well. So that one is not a matter of body. It's 18:49. I hear so many of you are doing the recharge for 30 rands with MTN and then calling in. But we want to go to MTN right now. So let's take a very quick break. Come back. Start it off with the MTN ad. It's a yellow weekend. Wafa Wafa. There can only be one.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM.
For you in particular, your birthday is also a reminder.
Kind of an anniversary as well. It was on my birthday. We had a car accident, which resulted in me getting amputated.
So what injuries did you suffer on that day?
Head injury. Apparently there was a piece of glass that was enlarged in my head.
And hence?
Yes, hence the scar. Yes, the scar that you love talking about.
I do.
And obviously the biggest one would be the right leg amputation.
You never make it to the carnival. How do you celebrate? How do you commemorate? How do you anniversary, like you said?
I call it my greatest gift from God, my greatest birthday gift from God. And he
took a leg, but spared the life.
Yes, spared the life. And not just that, but also gave me a life that I can be proud of. I'm a para-athlete now representing South Africa.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have reached anywhere near that level.
Wow.
Yeah.
As an able-bodied person.
Yes, I don't think I would.
That's quite a perspective.
6 to 7 p.m. Feel the rhythm. Embrace the vibes. It's Metro FM, the soundtrack to your day. Keep it locked for non-stop entertainment with the coolest presenters and top-notch music. We are Metro FM. It's where you want to be.
The Hollywood Bets exclusive Spina Zonke prize drops gives you the chance to win your share of 2.5 million rand in cash and prizes. Bet 2 rands or more on selected pragmatic play slots every Monday, Tuesday and Thursday from 12:30 to 10:30. Make every drop count to catch the perfect prize. Join the Spinning Spectacular now. T's and C's do apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line is 0800 006 008, or you can WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. So many of you are sending in your voice notes and want to call in, so we'll get to that in just a bit. But we've got MTN Ambassador here. MTN 8, Wafa Wafa, the last legend, standing 1 of 4. Vuyo Maravuyo. Majoro's MTN memory is that he never won it.
Yep.
And then with Linda, what was his memory? I forgot. Marx is winning it with Swallows, right?
Cosmos.
With Cosmos, sorry. What's your MTN 8 memory?
Yeah, most definitely lifting it as a captain, Platinum Stars 2013.
Oh,
yeah, but then we beat them on penalties. It was a rainy day in what's the stadium in Devon?
Moses Mabhida.
Yeah, we beat them in the final.
The one with the Ngele free
Coach
kick?
Allen?
No, that was a Telkom.
Oh.
We won the MTN 8 phase. That was in Bombela.
Coach Allen?
Yeah, Coach Allen.
The Allen Freeze one, yeah.
So now I should stand out. I should stand out. Hey, we never about it's
the Buccaneers are playing this weekend again, and they've done so well as far as this trophy is concerned. Talk to me about this weekend.
Oh yes, exciting weekend ahead of us. We have an Orlando Pirates hosting 𝚃𝚘𝚗𝚎, obviously at the Orlando Amstel Arena, and Orlando Pirates has got a lead. They won away in Polokwane. So now, yes, it's going to be an interesting game. We saw again they met in the league during the week, and Pirates won 2-0. So now they believe that they're still in it with a 1-goal difference. So now we're hoping that we're going to see more goals at Orlando, because now with more goals at MTN, MTN will donate 20,000 for each goal that is scored within the regulation time, 90 minutes. So far we are at 300,000 because there's been 15 goals scored.
Wow.
Yeah, so now but then we want more goals.
Yeah.
1-0 goals, both games, it's not enough. So yes, even Golden Arrows, they visited Mamelodi Sundowns in Tshwane, and they walked away with a 1-goal lead. So yeah, it's going to be exciting in Durban, because they can close the back. They haven't conceded. Yeah, since last season. In all matches. They last conceded against AmaZulu last season.
Wow.
So now it speaks volumes about their defense, and Coach Gladler came in and he just brought in the young ones, and they seem to be enjoying themselves, no pressure.
Well, let me tell you, if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on Golden Arrows and Orlando Pirates, because the MTN8 stats prepared by Optajabu, who's not here with us today, is that in the MTN8, right, no team in the PSL history of the MTN8 has ever overturned a first leg deficit to progress to the MTN8 final. It's never happened. Mamelodi Sundowns, they record when trailing. They've tried it against Pirates in 2011-2012, against Cape Town City in 2018-19, against Stellenbosch in 24-25, when they'd been 1-0, 3-2, and 1-0 down, and they lost all of those matches. So it has never happened. Arrows are the first team in the PSL history to keep a clean sheet in each of their first 6 games of all competitions. It's never happened as well. So in order for Sundowns and 𝚃𝚘𝚗𝚎 to win, they're going to have to make history and overturn this. Pirates, though, is a little bit more difficult, because here's a stat for you. Pirates have lost just 1 game in the MTN8 in the last 4 years. In the last 4 years, they've played 18, they've won 12, drawn 5, lost only 1. And here's my quiz. Very quickly, guys. I'm going to go to you with this one. In 2017-2018, the MTN8 finals had the same clubs as finalists. Who are they? In 2017 and 2018, the MTN8 finals had the same clubs as finalists. Who are they?
What do you mean the same clubs as finalists?
The 2017 and 2018 MTN8 finals had the same clubs as finalists. Who are they? Mark played for one team. What's your guess?
Orlando Pirates.
And?
Swallows.
SuperSport.
Okay.
Yes, Pirates SuperSport.
Yeah.
Pirates. Okay. Yeah. Here's the next one. Remember, we give you the answer on Wednesday. Complete the following sequence: Stellenbosch, Sundowns, AmaZulu. Who's next? In a sequence of MTN8, if I say Stellenbosch, Sundowns, AmaZulu, who's next? All right. They can't answer that one. Here's the last one. Only one player.
Who Pirates beat in the final?
Only one player has scored a hat-trick in the history of the MTN8 since MTN8 started sponsoring the competition. Who is it?
Lepasa?
Yeah, Lepasa against 𝚃𝚘𝚗𝚎.
I'm still thinking of the previous question.
Take your calls and
Who
your
was in the
voice
final
notes.
last year with Pirates?
No, I think it's the previous year. I think it's backwards.
But then the previous year it was
because they beat 𝚃𝚘𝚗𝚎. They beat Stellenbosch last year. They beat Stellenbosch.
It was 3-1.
Good evening, Ma. Good evening, Ma, and the team. The offer to Pizzo, no, it's. I mean, it's. I don't know how to put it, but it's an insult to Coach Pizzo to offer him that. They must offer him equal to what they're giving Hugo, and the fact that you're saying that. Kaizer Chiefs has improved with drawing. That is not right. They're supposed to win. We don't want draws. Thank you, guys. Great show.
Andile, woman, 𝚃𝚘𝚗𝚎, that ball, he was not supposed to play it to the goalkeeper. There was a guy on the line. Played the guy. The guy maybe he's closed. He will play him back. Then there's a movement on the center, on the middle. He can play the ball. He will have options. But another one, I blame him. Kuyinomuthembisa. Thank you.
Hey, Mark, automatically I say that I do. Mark, okay. Sailor, there's no way. That's an automatic, that one. Definitely automatic. There's no way. Sailor.
Guys, who's Sailor's biggest fan?
Who's
Sailor's biggest fan?
Sailor is Sailor. Sailor is Sailor.
Biggest comment.
Hey, good evening, Andile and Machense Gada. Stephen Malaji here, my man. I just want to touch on Chiefs goalkeeper, Peterson. You hardly see him conduct his defense. He's not saying anything. Always when they bring the balls, the corners and everything, he's not saying anything. He must conduct his defense. That's his problem. That is why he keeps on making all these mistakes, because he's not saying anything to defenders. Sharp, my man.
Let's take a call. George is in Pretoria, yeah? George.
How are you, Andile?
I'm well, man. How are you? I've got Vuyo, I've got Piso, I've got Mark. What do you want to talk about? Kaizer Chiefs?
Yes, man. I want to start by saying I was not happy with the way Kunika did against the game of Sundowns, the time he was kicking that guy after the follow-up leg.
Okay, the 𝚃𝚘𝚘 injury, or rather tackle.
Yes, I wished if PSL referees could have sit down, that was deliberately, then he was supposed to get a red card. Because that one, you can see that it was deliberate. And then number two, because I know you will see Dr. Khumalo, can you please just ask him to tell the guys, especially Abu Shabalala, Nabu Vilagaz, who they're still young, they're in the third season, they mustn't supposed to play as Aita, like Amatashis La, especially Shabalala no Washaya, Manyama Tripping, Besipoli Legut, Yambalegela, Upasubusta, who they're still young, they have to mature. No, I'm not harsh, but that's how I see it. I might be wrong. But
so you think he's doing things beyond him? He's doing Amatasho style and then he loses the ball. I mean, he's a talented player, and every now and then
yes,
he shows
he's
a little
talented. Yes, I don't deny that he's talented, but he's still young. Especially anything from complaining a good league. If you have a chance with the team, you have to beat it 3-4-0. Do that. Then I'm not dribbling. You'll do them in the cup, because in the league, who knows at the end you'll need those goals.
George, appreciate it.
Don't touch that dial. It's now a different playing field. Metro FM. It's where you want to be.
This broadcast was brought to you by Hollywood Bets. Live in the moment.
The guys are out of here. Vuyo Mere, of course, Captain Fantastic, played for some of the biggest and best teams and had a stellar long career. That is the actual cup.
Can I touch it?
Well, they're not looking, so very quickly. With one finger. There you go.
That is so cool. That's so
That is
cool.
the actual MTN8 trophy.
What? I've only seen that on TV. That's dope.
It's really cool. It belongs to London Pirates right now, but it's being played for. Vuyo, you can come in and have it, sir. You can take your trophy. See, he needs to go wear the gloves in order to touch it. Do you remember Salt Bay? Do you remember why he got cancelled?
Because he didn't wear gloves.
No, he went onto the field during... So the only people that can ever touch trophies are people that have won it and people that transport it. So the World Cup trophy can never be touched by somebody who hasn't won it. And he went onto the field during the World Cup and, forced himself onto the field. He wasn't supposed to be there. And because he knew some of the players, he grabbed the trophy with his hands. And the world went berserk and he got cancelled.
Is that how Salt Bay ended?
That's how Salt Bay ended. Football.
What a dramatic story. I didn't know that.
Football,
that is a pop culture unlock. Wow.
They say of the most important things in the world, football is the most important of the least important things. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You look amazing as usual.
Thank you so much.
Ooh. Those aren't shades. What are those? Because they're not shades, you know what I mean? You can wear those indoors and it's fine.
Yes, I don't know. They're glasses. They fly.
They are.
Yes, I had a skin treatment today, so I'm just going to serve you guys skin today.
At a skin treatment? What does that mean?
Like I went to go get my skin treated, look just pampered,
Oh, you're in for facial?
Yeah.
Okay, is it the one where they do the blood thing?
No, I didn't do that one. I'm not that hectic.
You must
It was
educate
just like a
us.
dermapen.
A
Where
who?
they just kind of like shave all the dead skin and like the little hairs that grow.
And you look amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, before we get accused of flirting, what do you have going on in your show?
You know what? It's Friday night. So from the opening track all the way to the end, we are going to be giving you guys the very best in hip hop music.
Hey.
Closing it off with another powerful hip hop set from a female DJ, wrapping up Women's Month. Scoop is in the building, so you know we're going to get another hot take.
Yeah, Scoop, hand up if you got a hot take, man. We got a hot take. We got a hot take.
He's got a hot take and so much more. It's going to be a fire show.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much,
you.
Muesli.
Good to see you. Have a great weekend.
Always.
Bye.
Yeah, I must work from home. I know. Gotta get out of here. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Remember, tomorrow, MTN games, both of them live on the SABC. There's a Premier League game tomorrow, 4 o'clock kickoff, 3:30. We do the build-up tonight. There's a Bundesliga match. All of this on SABC Sport. To our friends at MTN, our friends at Hollywood Bets as well. Pela. Nganzo me. Let's go. Sorry.
That was nice. Good evening to you and your listeners. You are one positive light in my life. You really carried me psychologically, emotionally, and balance-wise. So I wanted to say thank you, dude. No, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you too. And I think, energies were aligned. It's not like I was looking for flowers. I didn't know you'd be a neutral one day and be calling me. It just felt right, And I think people just need to leave with that, with the heart, whether you're going to get flowers or not. But at the end of the day, we're just out here doing what we love at the best of our ability. I don't know if that's a hot take. We'll call that the couch.
Not like us, was Scoop Marketing and Loosely.
Hey, not like us.
Friday and Saturday nights on the Drive. So follow culture.
It's like a big game, but you keep thinking,